What the Actual Fork podcast is co-hosted by two intuitive eating registered dietitians, yours truly, Sammy Previtt, owner of Fine Food Freedom, and Jenna Warner, owner of Happy, Strong, Healthy. We can't stand diet culture bullshit and love keeping it real. Our mission is for all humans to believe that they are made for so much more than chasing a smaller body. We are also here to share with you that food can be fun and pleasurable again. Although we are medical professionals, we are human too. We are not afraid to share our deepest, darkest secrets and how years of our lives were taken by diet culture. We started this podcast so no human has to feel alone in their journey towards food freedom. So get comfy and join us for a casual convo where you can expect to laugh, cry, learn, and grow. Welcome to the What the Actual Fork podcast.
Real. It's so happening. I can't believe it. It sounds so good.
It sounds a hell of a lot better than Drunk Dietitian.
R.I.P. Drunk Dietitians. You're behind us.
R.I.P. So, of course, it is January 1st, 2021. Happy New Year's. We are so fucking pumped to be here with you. New year, new name. Let's go.
You scared me for a second there. I was like, where is she going with this?
You thought I was going to say new year, new you. Fuck that.
Like, we talked about this.
Same us, new name, and just a lot of freaking growth. We'll just say that.
Yeah. And I think, we went back and forth on names for months after we recorded episode 36, which was our relationship with alcohol, where we discussed this topic. And this was a name that we both loved. We didn't know why we loved it, but we loved it like right off the back. And now we're going to make it a thing because it sounds so cool. It sounds so us. And we're so excited for what this podcast is now going to bring to you.
Yes. And we're also super excited that we're not going to be triggering people that have alcohol abuse or, really have a poor relationship with alcohol or struggles or have a family member that does. And like Jenna said, go back and please listen to episode 36. It complements this episode really well of why we wanted a name change and where this came from. So I didn't really tell Jenna I was going to ask her this, but I'm going to ask it to her, and then I will do the same. And I promise you, I have not prepped an answer. I just wrote the question down. So what does What the Actual Fork mean to you?
Well, I'm excited. Okay. So I've been thinking about this a lot because I think I told you this before we actually went with the process of creating this brand, that my husband was like, I don't get it. And so I was really pissed by that answer, but it forced me to really think about like, what does it mean? And so honest to God, I think us cursing and swearing is what makes us us, but like having the fork aspect in there brings it back to a little bit of food, helping you guys understand that we are dietitians, but our purpose on here is not to talk about food all the time. It's to talk about really everything but that, and to help you realize how little food, to some extent sometimes, is part of your nutrition and wellness journey. And there's so much more to it. And like what the actual fork is going on in our industry right now and all over social media, and especially this time of year in January, is not right. And we're here to expose the truth to you. We're here to talk to you guys about what diet culture, how it's seeped into your life, and how you can break free from it and have some freaking fun, some forkin' fun, because the reality is that, and Sam and I have this conversation so often, everybody that we know has been impacted by diet culture in some way. They just haven't realized it yet. And so if we can maybe help people see it in different ways, in different avenues, and make you laugh in that process and expose things that have been part of just our childhood and growth and throughout our lives all of these years, and turn the corner, I think that's our purpose here, is to help you realize that you don't have to be stuck in that space anymore. It's really fun on this side. come to food freedom. We have fun over here. And I know the phrase is like, and we have donuts. I don't love donuts. I love ice cream, and we have plenty of both over here.
And we have a lot of nutrient dense foods too.
For sure.
Right? Because that's like just, I mean, we could go on a whole nother episode about that, but so many people think, that intuitive eating is just those foods, but all foods fit. And that includes, if you like nutrient dense foods, those can come too. So anything else you want to add?
I'm sure I will after you answer. So you go next.
Well, I feel like this name, and I don't even remember who sent it to us. Didn't someone send it to us?
Derek, your cousin, helped us with that. And then somebody posted, when we posted, like, do you have names for us? Like, somebody used the word fork in it instead of fuck. And my husband actually commented on it that's, if anybody's watched the show The Good Place, they can't curse when they're in The Good Place. So every time Kristen Bell says fuck, it comes to fork.
Gotcha.
And that was like so funny. I absolutely love that show. I don't know if you guys have watched, but it's hysterical. And so we just started kind of like vibing with that. And when Derek sent us that list, we were like, that's the one.
Yes. And I have a sign. It's hung in my kitchen for years that says and then it has like an actual like iron fork on it. So I feel like I've always loved the word fuck, and I use it a lot in, Fuck Diet Culture Friday. I feel like I still to this day get so many people that DM me that are like, I've found you from your Fuck Diet Culture Friday videos. And so and I've said this on I don't know how many podcasts now, so I'm just going to keep repeating myself, but how Fuck Diet Culture Friday was my version of coping and therapeutically working through the angry stage of like realizing what diet culture does, what it did to me, how it impacts people, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like I just knew like whether the actual word fuck or fork was going to be incorporated into our podcast. I just felt like that was like a natural next step. And then I think, like you said, like what the actual fork is going on in our industry. I think we get inundated with direct messages. I know I can speak for you on this too, of clients or followers or friends sending you like, look at this post, or look at what this person said, or look at this diet. And it literally leads you to just be like, what the actual fork? Like, instead of the word fuck. And this will also help make the podcast as I continue to, yes, I should probably stop saying the real F-bomb right now, because for those moms or people that are trying to make a less explicit version of our podcast, maybe if your kiddos are running around in the background, now we'll just be saying fork. And
try.
I'm going to try my best. I can't promise anything. But I feel like it just really encompasses like what the actual fork is going on, and can we bring awareness to that and just create really meaningful conversations on where to go from here.
Encompassing. I love that. Because it encompasses so much. Like, it's fun, it's light, it's airy, it's not doing any harm. Super important to us.
Yes, we are learning.
We are learning
all
with
faults.
you.
Episode 36, reminder.
But it's also bringing the fun into it too. And we've made this promise to you guys and to each other to continue to educate you too, and bringing on guests and people that know more than us and that do things differently than we do. And we are by no means saying we are the experts in any of this, because we're learning alongside with you. But we're going to continue to bring in the experts in these fields so that we can just continue to expose the truth. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there are some days where, actually this past week, where I was like, I quit. I'm done.
I did have to pick Jenna metaphorically up off the floor this past week.
It's not good, but it's real. And I've told so many people that story now too, because it's so helpful to have a person that you can trust. And I literally said to her, I'm canceling our call because I'm a Debbie Downer today. And she was like, so no, you're not. But this industry and the way social media has really portrayed a reality that's not real is disheartening. And so we want to give you a space to laugh, to have fun, to cry with us, to enjoy, and to learn something, and something real and meaningful that will enhance your life instead of make you feel stuck or frustrated.
Yeah, I think our intro says to laugh, cry, learn, and grow, right?
No longer.
And it's so true. Well, no, I think I still should be a part of it. And, you know, we, like we've said, I think that was a great point, Jenna, of course, we are dietitians. We specialize in intuitive eating, but we are not the people that are authoritarian saying we're the experts, listen to us. This is truly learning alongside of each and every single one of you. And we just feel so grateful for this experience, and we're so happy to build a brand together and just continue to see where this goes. I mean, it's 2021. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think
from here, right?
I'm gonna knock on wood and say it can only go up from here. But I mean, Jenna, you are due this month with your beautiful baby. I turned 30 this month. We have
so much to celebrate.
Yeah, some fun milestones. And we get to walk alongside each and every single one of you. So yeah.
And let's give them the spoiler too of what's coming on Valentine's Day, because as you mentioned your angry phase, that is certainly something that's going to be discussed with two very special guests in February, that we've been talking about this episode for so long that you guys just have to keep listening because it's going to break the internet.
Are we supposed to say what it is or no?
I don't know. You decide.
I feel like we should tell them. So we're going to have both of our husbands on Valentine's week. It is Friday, February 12th. We will be releasing a podcast that we recorded with our husbands. What is it like to live with an intuitive eating dietitian, or more so a dietitian that was in diet culture and now is intuitive eating focused? So I think a lot of you might just want to like send this to your partner and be like, just here, this is what you're going to go through.
We're going to educate them. And in addition, Matt is going to learn so much from Luke because my angry phase is still happening. Oh, it's going to be a really good one. I'm super excited. And on that note, if you guys have suggestions of episodes or guests or things that you want us to cover, please comment in the Instagram posts or on any of our platforms and just let us know, because we want to continue to bring you things that are relevant to you within this space. And this is the platform that we're super excited to continue to grow and just share.
Yes. And so it is January 1st. We want to give you a very quick reminder that it is the new year, but that does not mean new you. That means same you and continued growth, and that you can go into this year setting positive intentions that are going to genuinely impact you, but you do not need to set resolutions. You do not need to set restrictions, but you can absolutely have a positive intention going into this year.
That's perfectly said. Perfectly said. Well, we are signing off as the What the Actual Fork podcast for the first time ever. Super excited to welcome you here and can't wait to grow with you. Guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of What the Actual Fork Pod. We know there are a lot of pods out there, and we are so grateful that you are here listening with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe, like, share with all your friends and faves, and follow along with us on social at What the Actual Fork Pod. We promise to continue to bring you the hottest topics, greatest guests, and the most fun you can possibly have while fighting diet culture bullshit. We love you, we appreciate you, and we will see you next week for a lot more fun.